whore.
You're a whore. Hey guys, welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The podcast that's better if you're stoned, and if you're not, I will tie your pinky fingers together with hemp wick, and I will light the hemp wick on fire. My name is MacDizzle.
I'm Joya. You might recognize us from your favorite viral video, or you might have been watching our content for the last 8 years.
If you're new here, welcome. As my good friend Joya just said, we are the original two girls. We've been making content together for almost a decade, and we are so thrilled to have you here listening. If you're new
Period.
or still here, we're stoked.
Period. Let's dive on
in.
I get where you were going with the hemp wick thing. That's pretty scary. Like I feel like it would be like a time bomb basically until it hits your pinkies.
No. Here's the thing though that you need to think about. It's going to be a little bit of pain, but once the fire gets break it apart or go blow it out. And there's a lot you can do here to fix the situation.
She's like, I'm giving you an opportunity. This can be fun.
Yeah, I literally didn't say I'm also putting duct tape over your mouth and nostrils. Like you can blow it out. It can be fun. The fire can get as close to your pinkies as you want, but they will be tied together.
Wow, I didn't even think about putting the fire out with my nose. That's smart. She's so smart.
I'm a person who problem solves. I come up with a lot of ways to fix issues in my life, and pinkies being tied together, believe it or not, a regular occurrence.
Is that your Roman Empire?
What is that?
You haven't been hearing about the Roman Empire
I'm
thing?
not on TikTok. I don't know what the kids are talking about.
Well, it's on everything now, but
okay, what's the Roman Empire?
It basically, there's a joke where you ask your masculine significant other or some other man in your life, like some other masculine person, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And like some of them say like every day, some of them say like never. And then there's like an in between, like there's a spectrum.
I feel like I know what Rajul's question is going to be. He's going to be like, what?
Mm-hmm. He's going to be like that. Yeah, like never. I never asked Adam because I just thought it was so silly, but I heard him and his friends talking about it the other day and he was like, dude, honestly, like I think about that shit like every couple weeks.
So he told you without even having to ask.
Well, his friends were talking about it, but yeah. But yeah,
what's the joke?
I don't really know. Like, I think it's just like one of those stupid things.
Is it just like dry humor, like men, Romans?
Yeah,
they think about things.
Yeah.
Okay, I can live with that. That's fine as long as it's like picking at men. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not even like.
But like, I gotta be honest. Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
So you know how like men were the only people who were funny for a long time, like women just like weren't considered funny, and like our jokes were considered dumb and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But like now in like 2023, women have now realized that men are actually just like ridiculously unfunny and like not funny at all, and their jokes are really really bad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the girlies are starting to catch up
at being bad at jokes.
Bad jokes now. They're making bad jokes.
Well,
get better, girlies. Get better. We're smarter than that.
Well, that's one of those really stupid things that went completely viral. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of like another example of like really, really, really stupid
dinner
things. Yes.
Stop
like,
it.
Why
does simplified little things pretending to be like. I have so many problems when things are labeled as girl this or girl that, because generally it's just like watered down and dumbed down. And I'm like, stop it.
Girl boss.
Stop it. Yeah. I am just a fucking jefe. All right, not jefa. Jefe. Put the masculine sound on the end. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Oh, can I show you Margaret?
Yes, please show me Margaret. Oh my God, look at her.
So I should have like 4 of these jars. I only have 1 because I made a lot of mistakes. Oh, but she has the capability of producing like 4 of these jars.
Well, so you should have had 4, but you made mistakes, or you had 4 and like something went wrong with them?
I should have had 4.
Oh, okay,
and I made
gotcha.
Mistakes.
Okay, what were the mistakes?
This jar. This is my yield from Margaret, and all of the nugs are really, really tiny. And it's because I let her get too tall. I didn't understand how to trim her properly. When I was doing the trimming, I'll talk about this in my YouTube video. So if you want to hear about it, make sure you tune into this week or next week's video. But I just made a lot of mistakes in the trimming process to where she got too tall, and that caused a trickle down effect of issues.
Isn't that weird? Like, why does your weed plant getting too tall
Make my
create?
nugs smaller.
Yeah, like why is that a limitation? Like that's so weird, but it's the way that plant works.
C'est la vie, you know? We live and we move forward.
Right. Well, that's still a fat ass fucking jar.
Yeah, it's
That is
two
a big
ounces.
jar.
It's 2 ounces right here. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But I could have had 8.
Right.
So, but the good news is I'm gonna do it again,
You are.
obviously.
Okay.
And I have another machine too. So I'm gonna
Do
do
you have
them
two
side by
machines?
side. I have 2 machines. They sent me a different version.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
gonna do like a comparison of that one versus this one side by
Okay,
side.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what do they say that the differences are?
They didn't tell me anything about the differences at all.
Huh.
I didn't look it
Interesting.
up yet either. I just figured I'd do what I always do in YouTube videos and do 0 prep and dive in.
Yeah, totally.
No,
And the good
literally
thing
do go ahead.
I was just gonna say the good thing about those things is that like there's no like you don't have to turn the camera off to figure it out for 20 to 30 minutes or whatever. You can
No.
just put the fucking plant in there and go as you go.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that's so funny because Joya and I used to do that with vape reviews, and sometimes they would send you the most complicated pieces of machinery in the world. And they'd be like, all right, first you have to blow on it gently, tickle its ribs 3 times, and then 3 flips in the air, and then it'll start. Like, it was just
Mhm.
ridiculous, the things you'd have to do to make these things work. And so we'd be like, we wouldn't do any, we would unbox it
On
on stream.
camera.
Authentic
Right.
unboxing. Never seen this before. And then we'd be like, all right, Derek, pause.
Yeah.
And we'd spend 30 minutes trying to figure out how to make it work. Then we'd cut back and be like, so basically, all you have to do is this.
Like it's so
LOL.
easy. But you would think that like it would be easier with some of the devices. Like I don't understand why you I think it was really putting things together was our like because most of them it's like you turn it on, you press 5 times to turn it on. Some of them not. Some of
Eventually, yeah, every company started doing the 5 times.
Mhm.
But I remember B Nails had that one that when you would like touch the bottom and it would work and it was a
Oh
touch
my god,
interface.
yes.
Like
Yes. The one that was like a load in
it was
like
called the Gobi.
Gobi, yeah.
Literally the only reason I remember that reference is because I rewatched one of our old videos where we went on like a little hike
Yeah.
and we had that with us and it was one of our review videos and we didn't talk about it, didn't even mention the product until like 6 minutes into the video. And I
I
said,
know we there's no way we got
good at
paid
what
for
we
that
do.
though. Yeah.
I don't know that we got paid. No, they weren't paying us.
No,
They were
we
just
didn't
giving
get
us free stuff when we were
yeah,
like, yeah.
we never got any money from B Nails, but we were so excited about yeah, getting anything from them. I was thinking about the other day, about do you remember when we went on like we went on like a just like a nature sesh. I don't know if there was any I don't think there was any sponsorship to the video. It was just like a nature sesh.
The
And
one where we
we
lost the blunt.
yes.
That still traumatized. Is like I still have flashbacks to that day.
But we found it, right? Like we found it.
It was in the car.
It was in the car.
But we literally, so on this video, we're like, I don't even know where the fuck we were. Somewhere in Irvine, I think.
No, we were somewhere in Upland because we were yeah near
Oh,
my
okay, yeah.
parents'
In
house.
like the
Yeah,
woods.
hmm up in
And
the hills
we
and
hiked
mountains.
in there. Like we hiked down on into there. And once we got down on into there and we were ready to smoke, we're like, oh my God, I think we dropped the blunt. And everywhere are sticks this big. Just
Yep,
little brown sticks
we're
this big everywhere.
canvassing. Yeah, we're canvassing the area, and it's literally impossible
We thought we
to.
found it like 100 times.
Mhm. Oh my god, what an experience! I was thinking, I don't know what made me think of that the other day, but I was laughing out loud thinking about us freaking searching all over for the blunt. And then I swear it was like we also couldn't find a lighter for just a quick minute. We found one really quickly, but I swear it was like we couldn't find a lighter for a second too. And then it was like,
Everything was
what?
going wrong in that video.
Yeah.
Truly.
How many and like that happened to us so many times where like everything was going wrong and
managed to put the video out and make it look like it didn't happen. Icons, legends, honestly. Yeah. We need to talk to the boys and get them to put the old videos back up because there's only a small selection of them available. I think they archived a bunch of them. Maybe some of them got deleted, but I think they also archived a bunch of them and they were looking to like move their office because they didn't want high-rise TV to be like, oh yeah, we fuck houses up.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so they took a bunch of the content down.
Oh my god, us just taking gram dabs in your fucking apartment. Like, oh my god. Yeah, okay, we should talk to them because we had so much good stuff.
Speaking of gram dabs, I'm not going to do one, but I would like to do a dab.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm gonna go grab my stuff.
Okay.
And while I do that, actually, I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. While she goes, I'm going to get myself a bowl packed, and I think I'm gonna have to walk over to my table right over here and get my grinder. So please excuse me, but it's literally right here. Okay. Sweet. Well, I'm really excited to be back on the podcast.
I forgot the torch.
Oh, she's silly. Yeah, we had a week off, so I'm really excited to be back on here. Here we go. Yeah, sweet. I got my grinder. And I got some weed right here. Oh man, I love talking about old Two Girls One Bong content. There was so much good shit. I can't believe how much fun stuff we did. I was just saying I love talking about old Two Girls One Bong content. It just makes me really happy.
It really could, because you know what's crazy now? Because now as a older creator, I try to think of new ideas of things to do, and it's so fucking hard because we've done everything. Mm-hmm. And part of me like just wants to constantly be putting out new ideas.
Yeah.
Because I hate recycling old stuff. I don't know why, but
it's because you're really creative. So I'm sure your brain is like, no, that's not good enough. Your brain's like, no, we can do better.
Very much that's what she says. She's like, you're better than that. Figure it out, you dumb idiot.
Yeah. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck.
Big dumb fat cunt.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
No one can be more mean to me than my own brain. I promise you.
You dumb fat cunt. Your brain says that to you sometimes?
No, honestly, not recently. Not recently. Okay. I've really worked on my self-talk and like correcting the way that I speak about myself, because I am a firm believer in you manifest the things that you say to yourself. So if you're calling yourself a fat cunt, you're going to be a fat cunt.
And fat cunt is a state of mind.
And that's fat is a state of mind, obviously.
But
because I live in a world where I literally am 120. Oh my god, I looked at my driver's license the other day. The delusion that I live in, it says 160 pounds.
It's not that delusional.
I was walking around at 220, girl.
When you put in that number?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. That's
That's a level of. Then the girl at the thing just typed it right and said, "All right, 160."
She's like, definitely,
totally, like, sis.
You totally look 160, girl. That's funny. Obviously, that reminds me of Donald Trump putting. What did he? How much did he say he weighed?
185, I think.
No, I swear he was like it was like 210 or something.
Oh, 215. Maybe it was 215. Maybe
200, 215. Yeah. Yeah, and we were just, there's a thread on Twitter that was like a list of people that are 6'3", 215.
Yes, that are 6 foot, and they're like cut. They're all
because he's 6'3", so.
But he's also
there's people that are
muscles.
Yeah,
and fat does not weigh as much as muscle does.
They were talking about like it's like Aaron Rodgers is like the same like people.
Also, yeah, let me just go ahead and real quick because I'm how do I phrase this and correct myself? I didn't want anyone to be upset that I called myself a fat cunt. And I also don't want anyone to be upset that I said, if you manifest that, you're going to be one. I don't think there's anything wrong with being fat. I think it's just a word to describe people. I don't think that fat dictates if you're healthy. I don't think fat dictates if you're kind, good, beautiful, or anything of that nature. That's why I actually take a little bit of offense when somebody is like talking about their weight problems and they're like, oh, I wish I could do this. And they're like, no, you're beautiful. Like, yes, bitch, I know. I didn't say I wasn't beautiful. I said I wanted to lose 3 pounds, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think we just really need to like change our attitudes on the word fat. However, I do know that in my own brain, it's not a kind thing to say to myself, and I would never describe someone else that way.
Right.
It's not a word that I would use to describe other people. So because of that, I've decided it's not a word that I want to use for myself either.
Definitely.
You know?
Right. Like the word has not been fully like transformed into what it really is, which is just an adjective.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very
Still
much
has so much weighted, like
yes,
negative connotation with it.
totally.
You
So
know?
until then,
Just
we
speak
shall
better to
not.
yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, if that isn't something that like, because you know, being a millennial, just that word itself, because in my own head, like just carries so much negative weight with it. I don't like using it, but if it's a word that you're comfortable using and it doesn't bring negative feelings, I support you using it and describing other
Totally.
people that way. You know, like I don't take offense to it. I just don't want to be the
Yeah.
person that hurts someone's feelings with
Of
that.
course. There are
You know?
multiple like influencers that I follow who use the word fat like as
Mm-hmm.
as
And
an
it doesn't
adjective.
hurt. Like that's not an offensive word to me.
Right.
It's just I know that people can't take offense to it.
Mhm.
And that's why I just wanted to clarify real
Totally.
quick. Love all the girlies here of all shapes, sizes. And you know, we're not the tiniest little dumplings here ourselves.
We are definitely not the tiniest little dumplings, that's for sure. Let me know when you're going in for your dab, okay?
All right, yeah, she'll be ready in
I have
just a
a
second.
bowl.
Sorry for all that torching that you guys had to listen to.
Actually, it wasn't that bad.
Really?
It kinda, like, toned it down while you were talking. For me anyway. Hope it was okay for everyone else, but for me, it was fine when you were talking. It, like, toned it down. Microphones are really cool.
Oh. Yeah, honestly, these are like the cheapest mics. If there's anyone out there who wants to start a podcast, let me tell you something. Get a mic. This is the cheapest one. The Blue Yeti works great.
Yeah, that's what it
Works
looks like.
great. There's people who have like the skinny like podcast mics that are like $1,000 and they're really nice. You don't need to do that.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't need to.
Don't let the cost of getting equipment
Equipment.
stop you from chasing your fucking dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this video of oh my god, who is it's an old video of Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, and Beyonce is she's explaining the song Bills, Bills, Bills. And she's explaining it and she's whatever. She's like going on this rant and Kelly is just she's right next to her going, yeah, exactly. And JT quoted it and said, "This is me. I'm Kelly, just agreeing." And I was like, that's literally me. Like, that's me. I'm standing there just like, yeah, what she said.
Cheers,
Exactly.
Queen.
Cheers.
I don't remember the last time I've dabbed on here.
It's been a while for sure. Oh, fuck. Very nice. I love.
Did you see that I did a Ouija board?
I did see it.
Have you ever heard me say that I would never do one?
I feel like we've talked about it before. I don't know if I've heard you say that you would never do it, but I feel like you would have said that because that's how I feel. And I feel like we've talked about it before.
Give me a second.
Okay. I love the sound of your pearl thingy in there.
My pillar.
The cylinder, yeah, the pillar. Yeah.
Here, we'll get a little ASMR right here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely love that.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Okay, so I did a Ouija board in my house.
Yeah.
Which, like, the number one thing that I was reading was, like, don't do this in your house.
Yeah.
Don't do it in your house.
Yeah. And
But, like, where else am I going to go do a Ouija board?
right. Dude,
I
you
don't
would
know
that
people.
how funny would it be if you just like went out to a park like with your camera and you're just out there alone with a Ouija
Just like,
board?
and then the kids are
Like
like playing behind me, and I'm just like doing a Ouija board in nature.
you're like pointing it at them. Like sending the spirits over there.
I'm like, you
But
want to kill one of the kids? Saying it loud so you can hear it.
uh,
But
okay.
so I did one in my house,
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So before I did it, I did a lot of introspective thought about Ouija boards and the implications of what they might be able to do. So hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. If there was a thing, a board that was causing crazy mass hysteria, like people were buying these boards and crazy things were happening in houses that couldn't be explained, I don't think you'd be allowed to just buy these things. I feel like governments would step in and be like, we can't explain what's happening here. But you're not allowed to buy these things anymore. You know, the government loves banning things. They love banning things. And so for me personally, I just feel like if Ouija boards were actually fucking people's lives up this easily and this consistently, I wouldn't be able to buy one.
Well,
Now,
I think there's a difference between it fucking people's lives up and it like carrying some like significance,
what do you
right?
mean carrying significance?
Like like it being an actual real tool that people use.
So here's the thing. There is zero agreement in the spiritual world about anything.
Yeah.
So I tried to find just rules on how to use a Ouija board, and there were like 100 different versions of how to get it started. One of them said you have to do it in a circle 3 times and then it works. And then the other one was like, you have to say a prayer first. And then the other one was like, oh, actually, you're not speaking to any spirits because all spirits go to heaven. Only demons remain. And so if you speak to anyone, you're only speaking to a demon. Like there's zero consensus about anything that is happening and people are experiencing. There's zero consensus about it. And so when that kind of stuff happens, I have skepticism
Mhm.
because there's zero consensus about flat earth things. Okay. And I'm not trying to say like Ouija boards have never worked. I believe that Ouija boards can work for certain people who maybe have that spiritual gift. I think
Mhm.
maybe it can work for people like that, mediums and such. I'm not saying that mediums don't exist. I'm not saying that people haven't had their own experiences with Ouija boards, even if they're not a medium. But what I am going to say is that I think that most people fake it for
Mhm.
videos. Like the videos that you're seeing online, 99.9999999% of those are faked.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have too much fear going into it
Right.
because I was like, I know I don't have some special gift. Okay. I feel like I'm 30. I would have found this out by now. I would have had some ghost experiences in my life, and I quite literally have none.
Right.
Like nothing
Yeah.
significant enough to be like, that was a ghost. Like
Yeah.
I've had like weird electricity things, but nothing crazy. So like I
Those
was like, all right,
electricity things were weird, but definitely,
they
yeah.
were
Like you, I feel like
weird.
you would know for sure in a life of 30 years, you would have felt something.
Like I would be a little bit more sure about how I feel about ghosts, and I'm still extremely like skeptical.
Right.
Um and based on different religions, people believe different things that happen to spirits. Like some person left a comment. So the reason I was most I not like trivialized it, but I kind of like took it less seriously is because every person who had something to say to me was like, you're in danger if you do this. You're in danger if you do this. And I was just like, girl,
Mhm.
there's no way. Like the number of Ouija boards out there, like there's just no way. There people like teenagers do this and nothing happens. Like why me specifically, you know?
Yeah.
Like I am not that bitch that's that special.
You're very
Um,
special, but I get
I
what you're
am very
saying.
special, but like not in the sense like like how like people get like struck by lightning or like attacked by
Yeah.
sharks. I'm not special like that.
I hope you better not be, bitch.
Watch, I get struck by lightning and attacked by a shark at the same time.
Oh my god, imagine you're out
An
in the
electric
ocean.
shark.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, you weren't like super like intimidated by the Ouija board.
No, and I feel like a lot of people were trying to psych me out about it because
Yeah.
I know that I had very strong beliefs about it before I started doing any kind of research on it. But once I started just reading about things and learning about things takes so much of the bewilderment and scariness out of them. Like as soon as I started reading about Ouija boards, I was like, this is not a scary thing. Like this might work for some people in very, very rare cases, but overall, the average bear is not going to experience anything. It's just a toy. It's just a little toy, and that's that. I'm not going to sit here and say that they've never worked because I don't know. I can't definitively be like, "Oh, you're a liar." You know?
Yeah.
Like what do you have to gain from lying? But anybody who's uploading videos of Ouija boards and it's working, I promise you they have something to gain.
Like
Like if you're
money from
uploading
the views.
if you're uploading ghost content, like you're like, "Oh, I live in a haunted house," or "Oh, I live in or I go to haunted places." You have something to gain by things happening in that content.
Right, cuz that's what your followers want to see.
Exactly. When I was
Yeah.
filming my Ouija board video, I was extremely worried that it was going to be super boring because I
Yeah.
knew I didn't know, but I more or less assumed
You
that there
felt
wasn't going to be some
like
entity trying to communicate with me through this Amazon fucking board.
right. Okay. Yeah. Wait, so what was it like?
What was the
Was it
seance?
it wasn't boring, was it?
The video
Or
was
was
fine. The video was cute. It was fine. It was just me talking to myself,
right.
saying, "Is anybody there? If there's anybody there, show yourself.
Right.
Do you smoke weed?" Like.
I'm sorry for the smell in here all the time. I hope you like
Yeah.
marijuana.
I was like, "Are you a shy little ghost? Are you
Yeah.
afraid of my dogs? Like, what's
Oh
what's
my
up?"
god. He's like, "Yeah, they never shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Um, I feel you. I mean, I definitely like I feel like I go back and forth with these kinds of things because like I feel like if somebody were to ask me like point blank, do you believe in God? I would say no. But I feel like
Well,
I
like I
do
would be
believe in like another world. And so I also feel like I kind of give like a double standard with those sorts of things because I look at Doja Cat and I'm like, yes, girl, demons, devil, horns, Satan, hell. Yes. But then you're talking about a Ouija board and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can do it. So,
That's so funny. I think a lot of it has to do with thinking about biblical God.
yeah.
And biblical God is a bad guy. Like if you really just want to
Yeah.
like chalk up everything he's done, pretty bad dude. Pretty bad guy. Um and so if somebody point blank period was like, "Do you believe in biblical God?" No. Like I don't
Right.
I hope
The
not.
like
I hope that guy's not real. That guy sucks.
yeah, Adam actually said the other day he put it really like I was like that makes sense. He said that he doesn't believe in just one God. And I was like that's totally I think because like I feel like I definitely 100% I believe that there's like an afterlife and that like people are not just our physical vessels like spirits exist. 100%
Mhm.
I believe that. Not saying I know it 100%, but I do. Like, if gun to my head, do I believe that there's another life after this? Yes. So I feel like, yes, like just assigning God to a religion or any of the monotheistic religions, I'm like, I don't think so. But I do feel like there's other things going on in our
So I kind of
universe.
get where you're coming from on that, and I agree.
Yeah.
But where I'm gonna change it a little bit is I don't believe in a biblical God. I don't want to believe in a God that drowned a whole planet because he was pissed off on how people were behaving. I don't want to believe in a God that lets bone cancer happen in babies. Like I don't want to believe in a God that lets all of these horrendous, heinous things happen to his children that he loves so much. Like, that's just like not that lit for me. I like to believe in something bigger that I can't even comprehend it. Like, I don't think it's a person or a god or a being. It's an energy. Like, it's just a higher energy even. Like, because humans are energy, you know? Like, we're
Yeah.
just an amalgamation of different types of energies. And so I think once you leave this vessel, that energy goes into like,
Yeah.
it's weird to think about because I do think of like a higher power, but I don't think there's any higher power out there pulling strings for people, making certain things happen for good ones, bad things happen to others. I don't believe in that. I don't
Yeah.
believe you can pray and something good will happen to you. I don't think you can pray and be like, I pray that I'll get this promotion and you get it. You know, I think that
No.
prayer is a means of manifestation. And when you pray, you're speaking what you want out there into the universe. And the
Yeah.
psychology behind that is helpful. Like, that helps you achieve your dreams, just speaking those things that you want out loud
Yeah.
or to someone.
Totally.
But yeah, but on that same note, I'll fucking pray when I'm scared. I'll fucking bust out a prayer when the plane is getting too rickety for me and I'm nervous. I'm like, dear God, please, I swear to God, please don't let this be the moment. This isn't my time. Like, I will start praying in like the weirdest moments out of fear,
Yeah. I feel
knowing
like,
full well in my own head, like, this isn't how it works.
yeah, especially like if you literally, I mean, how they say, like, if you only pray like when you're
Yeah,
asking
in
for something
danger.
or scared. Yeah.
But here's
Like,
the thing also, I believe in just being a good person to be a good person.
yeah.
I think some people are a good person because they're afraid of hell.
100 millions of people. Millions of people.
You
Millions of people.
And so if
But
there's
yeah.
really a guy up there who's like, well, Tammy May prayed every day for 75 years, although she is a damned cunt, we're letting her in because of the prayers. You, Mackenzie, good person, decent human. We only got prayers from you up until age 11, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to get you out of here. You know
Yeah.
what I used to pray for when I was little?
What?
You want to know what my prayer was every night?
What was it?
Because I experienced a lot of death at a very young age. Like, my cousin died, like my aunt died. Like, it was like younger people, not just like grandma and grandpa died. It was like I saw people young taken out of my life, and it was like
Mhm.
very, very traumatizing for me as a child. And so I used to pray. Oh, and also I experienced a dog getting hit in front of my house by a car.
Very
And this
sad.
is where the prayer started. It was after these deaths that I experienced, because I didn't used to pray like this. It was after this trauma I started trauma praying.
Mhm.
And I would say, dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for keeping me healthy. I pray that you'll keep all of my friends and family healthy. I pray that you'll keep them all alive. I pray that you will help protect all of the animals in the world. Like, just praying that no harm would come to any animal. And it was
Right.
happening. The animals were still getting hurt because I
Yeah.
went and ate steak the next night. So it's like,
The animals definitely were still getting hurt, but that's really sweet.
my
That's very
prayers were
sweet of you.
ignored. They were ignored for years. I prayed that way for years, and my family members kept dying.
That's very sad.
Yeah. So it just really turned me off. I was like, the fuck is the point of this?
Clearly it doesn't work. Yeah.
Seems like a one-sided relation. You're not listening to me. I loved you with all of my heart. I was a child, and you turned your shoulder to me.
Oh my god.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, totally.
Like, I was a purely innocent child, and I wasn't even praying for things for myself.
Right.
And he still didn't do it.
It's fucked up. First of all, that also, you lost me at he in
He,
general.
right. No, yeah, because I'm still
You
in
lost me.
Mackenzie's little 11-year-old brain of
I'm
who
not
I'm
talking
praying to.
about,
It was
not
a
you.
man.
Not you.
Oh.
In general, the people, the religion.
Yeah, it's always a he.
They
Our
lost me
Father
at
who art in
he.
heaven.
Yeah. You lost me at
Hallowed be
he.
thy name.
Can't do it. You lost me at the weird old English. I'm not a fucking pilgrim. No.
You know the prayers, though, you Catholic little bitch.
I do know the prayers. I know the Our Father and the fucking Hail Mary in Spanish. And I know Jesus Loves Me in sign language, the song.
Wait, so when you have you done confession before?
No. I've not done confession before.
So, do you know what does it mean when it says go do 100 Hail Marys or 10 Hail Marys?
That's
What does that
called
mean?
that is called the rosary. So in the rosary, you know those necklaces that people wear
Yeah,
that
like
have
with the
different.
beads on them.
Yes. So you pray 10 Hail Marys, one Our Father, 10 Hail Marys, one Our Father, 10 Hail Marys, one Our Father. And you just go in this fucking circle. It's this necklace. And I think there might be like one more prayer or something. Like there's one that only gets said one time. But yeah, it's basically chanting. Like it's basically like, like
Does it get
what.
rid of your sins though? Does it like forgive you? You're good
No.
now?
No, I don't think so. The rosary was used by like more by and it definitely still is used by like nuns and priests.
So
I don't
what is the point of confession then?
confession you don't pray the rosary. You go to a priest and you tell them him you fucking tell him this disgusting
It's always a
man.
man. Yeah.
You tell him your sins and
So
then
then he says do
you
10
pray
Hail
together.
Marys
Yeah, and
after,
then you
right?
pray. So you would probably pray together. I don't know if they make you
I'm
say
just
10 Hail Marys
I'm
after
just
confession.
taking this from movies. I'm literally
Yeah.
just like
I
quoting
don't
movies.
think
Like this guy like went and was like, I did something crazy, and the guy was like, I don't know, go do 10 Hail Marys. Because I don't think he was a priest. I don't
uh,
remember. It
um
was like British humor though.
yeah, no, the
Because I thought
rosary
there
is
was some
not a.
sort of atonement that happens
No,
because
I
you
mean it
confessed your
is
sins.
because it's a prayer. Like, but it's not like the atonement comes from
The
confession
confessing.
and
Okay.
also like saying sorry to God, I imagine.
I
Go
thought they
ahead.
were like bound to secrecy in
They
that
are.
confession too. So sometimes when people confess like legal crimes to them, there's like
Yeah.
an issue and a stipulation with the law enforcement and priests.
They will break their oath to God if they break their oath to the person
I
who
could never do. I'm
confessed
such
to
a
them.
gossip.
Yeah.
I'm such a
I mean,
gossip.
imagine someone telling you I raped and murdered 30 children or I killed
I feel like a God
my
who
neighbor and
doesn't
he's
want you to
buried in my
tell.
backyard.
I feel like a God who's like, you're breaking your oath if you tell the police he did that is not a chill guy. Like, you should be like, unless it's like, you can break your oath, you can't break your oath unless it's for rapists.
Right, like, can we make, like, a little
Like a
exception? But then
little.
also, it's like the priests and the religion itself believes that that person is going to get they're gonna get their punishment from God is the only one who can judge. Like, a judge, a jury, a police officer, those people cannot judge that person. And in the
That's
face of
really messed up because
that's the
now
idea.
what about the child that got murdered?
Right. I mean, and what if this is, like, this person is, like, getting away with this crime? Like,
No,
what the
literally. What if they're
fuck?
not even on the suspect list and they're like, hey, by the way, it's just been eating me alive. I just need to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. I'm the guy. I'm the diddler killer. Like whatever, like that's
Yeah.
me.
I would think that like a priest, like I would think that there could maybe be an exception if like the person who's confessing may not seem like they're taking the confession seriously. Like I feel like if that person is not dialed into the confession in the way that they're supposed to, I feel like a priest could feel like they could share that information or something like that. I feel like that could because what if somebody goes into a confession like, yeah, ha 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 ha, I've been killing people, and it's like they don't feel bad, they're not, then you're not atoning for your sins. Like
Yeah.
if you don't feel bad,
It just seems like you're there to torment the priest at that point.
exactly, which I feel like then the priest could be like, maybe tell somebody, I don't know, but maybe not,
I would
honestly.
try to find a way to tell somebody without like telling them. Like, I would write it on a note and then just, like, drop the note.
Let somebody find it, yeah.
It's like, "Oh my
But then
god, if God
that's
wants
like
someone to find this, they'll find it in this busy Manhattan street."
right. Yeah, and that definitely wouldn't get somebody convicted, but could point
At
the
least get the
police in the right
you know?
direction.
You
Yeah, totally.
know? They're
Yeah,
not gonna
for
come
sure.
looking for me.
See, that's the thing, like, there's so many aspects of religion that are, like, so stupid. I'm like, that is literally, like, so dumb.
Like, we can't report child murderers?
Yeah, and
That's
women can't be
crazy.
priests,
It seems
and
counterproductive to
yeah.
the whole
Oh my
thing.
god, okay, wait, I just to, like, really pivot. First of all, I have something, like, a little crazy that happened to me yesterday that I wanna tell you about,
Oh,
but also, I went to that music festival this weekend, and obviously I was dressed like a whore, as I always
period.
do. I can't go to a music festival not dressed like a whore, and
Yeah.
I went into, the pizza place that I work for afterwards, and yeah, both of the people that I would consider to be my bosses were in there, the owner and one of the second in command, basically. They were in
Mhm.
there, like, having dinner, and I was in this, like, slutty little two-piece.
Was it the skirt?
It was the lace outfit. It was like
Nice,
it's a two-piece, it's lace, it's see-through, like, you can see my underwear, you couldn't see my nipples because I had, like, boob covers on, but, it was pretty funny. I was like, "Oh my god, I was not expecting to see them here." But, yeah, I thought of that because I thought about how you can't, like, in some religions, like, women can't show their shoulders or their ankles or whatever.
ankles, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Do you
Y'all lost
remember
me at "Can't dress like a slut." You lost me.
Yeah, do you
Way a
remember
long time ago. But yeah.
you never went to high school with boys, so maybe this wasn't a rule you had to live with because you had a uniform, but there was a rule that you weren't allowed to wear spaghetti straps.
Oh, yeah,
It
of course.
had to be free.
I went to public junior high, and I got dress coded monthly, if not weekly,
This is
on a
not
regular basis.
surprising to me.
Yeah.
I never got dress coded, not once. Um,
Wow.
not once. And your thing had to be
3
3
fingers.
wide. Yeah,
Yeah,
3
3
fingers
fingers.
wide. Your shorts had to reach the bottom of your fingers, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Like, some girls' arms are shorter and longer than others. All right.
Uh-huh.
Knock it off.
Uh-huh, and my torso is so long, which I do have, like, kind of long arms too. I feel like my arms are proportionate to my torso, but we also had to have, in high school even, we had to our skirts couldn't be past our fingertips or
Mhm.
shorter than our fingertips. Um, and then I swear that because everybody would go buy their skirts and they would be, like, knee length. So
They get them tailored,
everyone, yes, every person, like, there were maybe 1 or 2 girls per grade that didn't
and they were the
get theirs hemmed.
nerds.
So yeah, some of us, like, there were some people who, like, came to school with their hem skirts, and the teachers are like, "Girl, no." Like, they would say, I mean, it'd be the administration, it'd be the vice principal who would say no, and they would go get them. They would have to go get them, like, taken back down. But I remember, for some reason, I remember there was, like, 1 year of school where wherever I was, whether it was junior high or it was high school, they said it could be to right here, to the top of your palm
Oh.
instead of all the way down to your fingers, because
Oh,
the
wow.
fingers is like, well, you can't see it here, and neither can I. That's my mirror, whatever everybody can see. So, but I swear, like, the all the way down to the fingertips was like, we didn't always have them all the way down to the fingertips.
Look at these are the shorts I'm wearing now.
Yours are, yeah, that's really short on you. For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was never a problem because my parents didn't let me wear anything that would be inappropriate ever. They would never
Right.
buy it for me.
You
So,
wouldn't even, yeah, you wouldn't have made it out of the house. For
you know
sure.
how my mom would like convince me to like buy things that were fucking ugly?
How?
Oh, that makes you look so skinny.
Shut up. And you ate it up, huh? You'd be like,
No, I
is
didn't
it?
eat it up, but I
Oh,
would
okay.
definitely consider it. And I'd look at myself in the mirror and I'd be like, and I didn't understand what she was saying. And now I get it because there's one specific pair of pants that she was talking about. And they were like the fucking above the knee, like almost business casual fucking pants. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean like a capri?
Not like shorter than a capri. Like literally, they were shorts
So like
that
shorts.
they were like
Yeah.
kind of fitted, and they went down to the knee,
Okay, yeah.
and they were like almost, and they were like I
Were they
don't. It was a
plaid?
terrible time for fashion. No, they weren't
Were they
plaid, but they did very subtle vertical stripes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like they looked like a dress pant that got cut off at the knee.
Mhm.
So this was a style and it was a thing. And I remember my mom telling me that I looked so skinny in those pants, and I bought them and I never fucking wore them because I fucking hated them. Because I
Mhm.
hated them and they were ugly. And you
Yeah.
know why she liked them? Because they went down to my knees.
Right.
What are you
Right.
doing to your child, mom?
Uh, it is weird how things like that change because shortly after I left high school, well, they had short. You could buy pants. You could get pants, shorts, or the skirt. Everyone wore the skirt except, like, some of the more like
Mask
masculine
babes.
girls, right? Exactly. Like they would wear pants or shorts. But like a few years after I was gone, like it started to get like, I think it was like the high waisted really came back into style. And
Mm-hmm.
so some of the girls looked so freaking cute in their shorts and pants. And I look back and I'm like, oh, I wish I like would have worn some shorts and pants to school sometimes. Oh my
No, but
God.
we weren't wearing high waisted. We were wearing low
Right.
waisted, low. Shave your pubes because it's going down.
Yes, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, I know
If you're shaving
the
your
low rise thing is coming back, but I can't.
that's the no, the girlies, the low rise is not coming back because their pubes are safe. When you have to start shaving your pubes to wear a pair of pants, then I will be in shock and awe and terror because, honey, there were certain pants that I could not wear. Sometimes I would only shave the very, very top just so I could wear the pants.
That is so crazy. I don't know if I ever shaved my pubes to wear low rise pants. I don't think I could. I mean, I always had like,
You
the
have an
little,
extremely long torso as it is, though.
yeah.
For someone like me, my torso is very small and kind of bunched up and like blocky. It's like
So you
tits,
had
tits.
more space. You could
So
extend
I
it a little
needed
more.
to do that to elongate
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because long,
Totally.
skinny, flat tummies were the thing to have. All right. And
Yeah.
so I had to pull my shit all the way down to give the illusion of a long torso
Yeah. Yeah, I
because
mean,
that's how you
I feel like I was just never comfortable wearing something like that low rise because I always had like the little like, the little like pooch that we all have.
Mm. Yeah, I had an
Which
eating
is normal.
disorder,
It
so
protects your uterus and your ovaries and your
no, that
and
pooch is so no.
anything
I
else.
even had it, but it was yeah. Like I just knew that I was skinny because I wasn't. I was fucking anorexic. So
Right. Right.
yeah, that'll get you.
It sure
That'll get
will.
you.
It sure will. Oh my God, let me tell you about what happened to me yesterday.
Yes.
Um, it was back at Salvation. I was at a 9 a.m. meeting with the managers, and it was about 9:30, I guess. And this guy like barges into the restaurant. He opens the door super fast, and he takes like 5 steps in before like one of us is like, we're closed, we're not open yet." And he turns to all of us and he goes, "Does Amber work here?" And we're like, "No." I mean, I don't know who fucking works there, so I'm like, whatever. But the rest of them are like, "No, we don't have an Amber." And he goes, "Amber Gonzalez, Amber Marie Gonzalez." And we're all like,
We're not
"No."
telling you where that woman is.
Everybody who knows who works there is like, "No, we do not have anybody there by that name." So he just turns around and walks out. And he walks down the street to like a condominium complex, like a big building. He goes in there. He comes out. He comes and walks back our way down the street. Well, not way down, but a few doors down. He comes back. He goes back that way. And then he comes back again. And the whole time he's like, he's not like super angry, but you can tell it's like high
He's
intensity.
pissed. Yeah.
And he also was like speaking, like talking to himself. And
Muttering
like you
under
can
his
just,
breath.
yes, exactly. Like we couldn't hear him, but we could see him through the windows, like talking to himself and like just very like
He
he
seemed
didn't have a weapon.
frustrated.
Frustrated is a great word. He
Okay.
definitely seemed frustrated. So I got a video of him because he freaked me out, and it made me nervous. So I got a video of like him walking, like of his face. And then I also got a video, like a shot of his car. So we could see like the car color, type, and license plate. And so eventually, when he comes back again past us, he goes and gets in his car and he drives away. And so like 30 minutes went by. I just like wanted to make sure he didn't come back. And then I went over to, well, I called the non-emergency line for the police. And they told me to hang up and call 911. And he was already gone. I was like, I just don't feel like
He's
this is
already
a
gone, you
911
know.
situation. So plus like our fucking like the cops in Austin are a hot fucking mess. Like they're fucking
Yeah.
useless, and there's not.
I like to avoid calling the police to
Yeah, I'm
respond
like,
to things other than
yeah,
fires. I love
yeah,
calling 911 for fires. I love calling
yeah. How often do you see fires?
all the time on the side of the highway. I've called in like 3 or 4.
On the side of the highway? Yes, that's
Yeah,
smart.
I've called in
I
like 3 or 4.
I called the cops recently for, there was like a huge, like a bunch of debris on the freeway, and it was like
Oh,
scary as fuck.
yeah.
People were like
Yeah.
swerving.
Mhm.
So anyway, but I go over to the condos and I talk to the girl at the front desk, and I'm like, there was this guy that came into our restaurant. He'd freaked us all out. He seemed aggressive.
Did you
Um,
see him?
did you talk to him? Yeah.
Mhm.
And she's like, does he have glasses? And I'm like, yes, he did have glasses. It was the same guy. She's like, he came in here looking for someone who used to live here. She doesn't live here anymore, but her
That's her
aunt lives here still. And he has been coming in for months. This is not the first time that we've had like an interaction with him. A few months ago, he came in looking for her, and we called the police, and he had a warrant out for his arrest. So he was arrested. And
How does he back out on the
I have no
streets?
idea. I don't. He must not. I mean, it must not have been, like something
These
that
are the type of people
serious.
that need to remain behind bars.
Yes, I do. Yes, definitely. I was really scared, and I was debating, like, do I go over there and talk to her? Do I call the cops? Like, and then I was like, no, I am not going to be a fucking bystander in a situation like this that
Where a
doesn't
woman's
fucking
in
do
danger,
anything.
clearly.
Yes, like clearly that man is not well. Like, and whoever that person is that he's looking for is not safe.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I just told the lady, I gave her his, like, she took down his car color and like the make, model, color, and license plate, um so that they know if he comes back. And I definitely planned on like going to the police to give them the information, but I also like was like, I don't really know how, like, do I file a police report?
I
Do
would
I have
file
to
a
go?
police report and give them the name of the woman he's looking for because maybe she's filed something against him.
Right, right. That's what I said
You
to the
know?
girl at the front desk. I was like, she needs a fucking restraining order. And if she had a restraining order and then he came into, like, I feel
Well,
like
because like
some,
maybe he got locked up and she moved and he's like a violent guy that she couldn't get away from. And so she
yeah,
moved while he was locked up or wherever and like
yeah,
disappeared and is trying to hide from him, you know?
yeah. I mean, yeah, with her freaking, I guess like the girl said that like he used to come and be like, I need to leave her a note. Like, I need to talk to her. So obviously she's blocked him. He can't get a hold of her. So or she's changed her number or whatever. But it was fucking scary, and I had this really uneasy feeling in my tummy for a long time after, like another hour.
Bro, seeing a full grown man angry and feeling violent towards somebody is one of the scariest things to watch.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, just for me as a woman, I know there's
yeah,
nothing I can do about that.
yeah,
There's nothing I can do to stop him. There's nothing I can do to help the other person. Like,
yeah. The
it's very
helpless.
scary.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Definitely. It's very scary to see somebody who can overpower you and can overpower a good amount of the world's population if they wanted to. Um, it's scary. So, yeah, I hope that Amber is far away from here. But I definitely
Me
am.
too.
I feel like I definitely need to give all of that information to the cops. I felt like I was like, what? You know how fucking useless the cops are? And how much information they get that they just don't act on, or because, and I understand there's part, you can only go so far in a court of law. Like there's a lot of limitations to what you can do. But yeah, I'm still going to go and give them that information for sure.
Definitely file that police report and make sure Amber is okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a listener question. I have it.
Yes.
Ask who G would be. What's the most bizarre text you've ever received? From Codex.
I have no idea about that one. Can you think of one? I think I probably got a pretty bizarre text from my ex-brother-in-law when he was on drugs.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
Can
like...
I tell you the most bizarre text Rajul has ever received?
Yes.
Because he was driving this crackhead once, and the crackhead asked him for his number.
Yeah.
And was like, and Rajul gave it to him. I think he was afraid for his life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because the guy was like in his backseat talking about, I'm gonna make love stains in your backseat.
What?
And Rajul was just like, can you please not?
Gonna make what?
Love stains.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's oh my god. Uber horror stories. Okay,
Yeah,
continue.
Bizarre. But I don't remember what the guy said, but it was just like some non-coherent mumbling. And at the end of it, he said, this will all make sense tomorrow.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's creepy. Ew.
Yeah. Ew, that's so nasty. I can't think of the most bizarre text I ever got, but I do remember getting a text from my brother-in-law at the time. He's still my brother-in-law at the time, and it was like something about like stars in the sky. Like that's all I can remember. But it was just like I was like, what the fuck are you fucking talking about? Like, but oh my god, okay. That story reminds me of when I was in college, I was probably in my second year. Yes, definitely second year of college. And I was at this sandwich place that I would go to all the time, like once a week. And there was this guy, and it was semi-busy. There was probably like 6 or 7 people in line, but there was a guy in line behind me who was a big guy. I mean, he was definitely like at least 6'2", maybe 6'3", 6'4". He's a big guy, and like a big guy, wide as well. And he was staring at me, like he wouldn't look away from me. And I kind of was like, you do like the hi, like you're like,
No,
you're
I
like
don't do
kind of
the
nice.
hi. I do the.
Yeah, well, I'm
19.
I'm 19
Oh, you were 19
at the time. I was scared. I was scared.
Yeah, it's scary.
And so like he said hi to me. I said, like, I was like, trying to be like it's nice, but without being like, like too nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking behind the counter, and the people behind the counter being like looking, kind of making eye contact with me, like, are you okay? Like, what, something's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get my sandwich and I'm walking outside, and he follows me to my car, and I'm in my car, and he's like telling me to roll down the window. So I roll down the window, like just like this much or whatever. I didn't roll down the window all the way, but I rolled down my window enough to talk to him. And he asked me for my number. And I remember one of my friends when I was a kid telling me, I gave him basically my whole number, but I switched the last 2 numbers. Mm-hmm. So like you can say it naturally, but like he's only missing the last 2 numbers. Mm-hmm. So I gave him the wrong number basically. And I'm like, okay, see you later. Like I drive away.
A skill to remain alive.
Yes. And so I go back to, it freaked me out for sure. I was like definitely weirded out, but I go back to the sandwich place like the next week. Or maybe it was maybe I didn't go back right away because I was kind of scared, but I went back eventually, and they told me that he figured out that I gave him the wrong number and was freaking out in the parking lot. He was like throwing a fit, like because he realized like, it was not the real number. And so he's like screaming and like just in a rage in the parking lot. And they ended up calling the cops, and the guy literally had been arrested for like rape, for like a sexual assault on a woman. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we're always in danger. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why you give your number and switch the last 2 digits so that you can remain alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if you just said no? He just punches your window in and starts physically attacking you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
Just
that's
could
that.
anything could have happened.
On that note, ladies,
Yeah.
themies, babies, everyone, all feminine beings who are in danger,
Yeah.
masculine too. We love you. Be safe.
We do. Love you so
Um,
much.
and we will see you next